The day of the fight, I wrote in my diary, I kept a fight journal right the way through. Everything I did and everything I felt, I wrote it down. And this is the last day. Got up in the morning and felt quite relaxed. I was surprised really. And I packed my kit. Made sure my shorts was in there and my fight shirt, my gum shield, most important, my gum shield. And the day could have been a little bit quicker for me. I wanted to get the job done. But I ate light. And then around about the afternoon, maybe 3 hours before I leave to go for the fight, then a little bit of nerves kicked in. But you know, the good thing was it weren't a nerve of fear. It was like a buzz. It's like I was looking forward to this. And I actually wrote down that my mouth wasn't dry. I expected it to be a little bit dry. But I didn't go with no one, I went on my own. And I packed my bag, like I said, and I got in my car and I drove to the venue. My son was promoting the fight. And I remember walking in with my training bag and everybody was going, hello, all right, you're on tonight. Well, usually it was the other way around and I was telling them, have a good fight. Now they're telling me, have a good fight. So the whole persona of a fighter now took me over.
Your dad is going to the cage. What would you feel about that?
I feel nervous as it goes now. And when I walked in and see him sitting there, I feel nervous. Yeah.
How do you think he's going to do?
He's going to smash it. Of course, I know he's going to win.
Any predictions?
I think we'll stop him in the first.
Yeah. And have you got any advice for him?
Keep calm. He knows what I can't advise my dad, can I? He gives me advice, you know. So he knows what to do.
You can cheer him on.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Here you're in the dressing room, so this must be kind of weird being sort of the other side of it.
Yeah.
How do you keep calm before?
That.
Have you been reading it?
Yeah. Word of God, son.
Yeah.
He's with me.
So, and the waiting round?
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
That's what I haven't liked, the waiting.
Because you're on last before the interval, yeah?
Yeah, I'm number 11. So when all the fighters say to me next time, I want to go on early, I'm going to say, I've been there late, so leave me alone.
Where would you like to have gone on? Right at the beginning?
Nah, I'd have probably liked 3 or 4.
Yes.
But I'm all right. It's all part of my journey and my trip.
So this is like almost like an 18-month journey.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like
yeah.
Ends tonight.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's due to happen last year, October, and the event we know got cancelled. Maybe it wasn't meant to happen last year.
Yes.
And then I kind of let the training down over Christmas, but I picked it back up in February and then decided in my own mind that I wanted to compete. I couldn't let it go. And then I give it over to the Lord and I asked him for a sign, got a sign. And then I carried on training, didn't say nothing to no one until I thought, right. And then I said, all right, I'll fight. And I was going to fight on another guy's show. And it was Terry Sabini. He went to me, he was having a cup of tea and Costa coffee. He went, well, Sean's putting a show on, why don't you fight on your boys' show? And I thought, yeah, man, it was a good idea. Sold 200 odd tickets for him and earned myself a few quid. I might take it up for a living, but the old woman, the wife won't let me. Yeah.
And is there extra pressure because you've got like family around you? Are you finding that starting to be pressure on you?
No, because at the end of the day, I'm the underdog. I like being the underdog. It's my first time out. So where's the pressure, you know? Apart from the bit of like, can you perform type of turnout, and I've done the training, so let's see what happens, man.
We look forward.
Yeah, see.
What do you think about Alan going into the ring at 55?
I think fair play to him. I know he's been training hard for about 2 years now, training MMA. I think he's been training with Ashik Grimshaw, so I'm sure he's going to be pretty well rounded. I know he's been involved in the boxing game for a long time, so I know his hands have been good. I've seen the change in shape of him. 2 years ago he's quite poorly. Now he's ripped. He's 55 years old. He's got a six-pack. So I'm sure he's going to do the business tonight. So
you're hosting the night, and big night because you've got Alan Mortlock on.
Yeah, we have indeed, Liam. It's going to be a good night tonight at the Brentwood Centre for the CFC, and indeed we do have Alan Mortlock, the Borough promoter.
What do you think?
Well, I think he's going to do very, very well. I know he's challenging Manny Richardson from Blackpool. but I'm pretty sure Alan, I know he's been training very hard. I've seen him about the last couple of months. He's looking very ripped, he's very trim, and he's really looking forward to the fight tonight. I'm sure you're going to do it, Al, and I can't wait to see you inside the cage and to announce you in there and give you a big up. So look forward to seeing you in there.
So Alan's on tonight. Alan Mortlock, what do you think?
Yeah, it's an interesting fight, you know what I mean? So, I mean, listen, Al will do well. We've seen him training, he's done well, he's put the time into it. So, you know, hopefully he gets a result tonight, you know what I mean? He's got his hands full tonight with Mally. Mally's a good boy, been around a bit, but I mean, to be honest with you, I see Alan, the hard work he's put into it, especially in the gym. I've seen him sparring with like Ian Wilson. Listen, you know, Al will have it covered tonight, you know what I mean? So
he's 55. Do you think this is good?
Age is just a number. Listen, I'm 40, but I still got me looks, ain't I? And don't you say a word. No, but listen, it'll be a good night tonight. And listen, best man wins, but to be honest with you, I see Al do his business, you know what I mean? So
fantastic.
All
right, Paul, so you know Alan quite well. He's been a promoter for you. Well, what do you reckon about him getting into the cage?
Fair play to him, mate. I mean, he's trained nearly 18 months now. I know he got a knockback in January, but I mean, you've got to admire the fella for keeping up with training and getting it on tonight. Good luck with him.
And what do you think about the age thing? Do you think it's advisable? Do you think it's good?
It's down to him, mate. I mean, it's his own decision. He's trained hard enough. I mean, the hard bits, the training, he's done all that. So let him enjoy it tonight and good luck with him.
Have you got a prediction for it?
Hopefully. I mean, Mally's a good lad as well. I know him through the boxing, but no one wants to see anyone get hurt. It's a sport, but Alan wins. Good on him.
Mally, so you're up against Alan Mortlock. How's it going to be?
It's going to be emotional. It's going to be energetic. It's going to be full on, and we're both just going to have it. I know Alan, and I know Alan wants to just have a good fight, so that's what we're going to have.
How weird is it going to be? It's almost like fighting your own boss.
Yeah, very weird. It's a different. I don't know the right word for it. Different emotion I'm going through at the minute. A different feeling to all my other fights that I have. Normally I'm not that nervous, but today I'm pretty nervous.
And obviously he's going to have a lot of support.
Yeah.
How do you feel with that?
It's all panto, innit? So they all boo me when I go in and they all cheer me when I come out. So that's how it goes on every fight.
Yeah. So I mean, what about the age difference and stuff?
Well, Alan's he's a fit man, you know, and he's been around the boxing and the martial arts for a long time. So he's always been in the gym. So he's always training hard, you know. So I don't put an age on a man's fighting ability, because the punch is the last thing to go in it.
That's right. So it could be a tough fight.
Yeah, that's it. Very
well, I would
tough.
say best of luck, but obviously.
It pays your wages.
So I'm in the changing room, and on the fight night was a good friend of mine called Mark Potter. And Mark is an all-round fighter, unlicensed fighter, unbeaten, pro fighter, virtually unbeaten, cage fighter, unbeaten. And I was the man that got him into the cage. And I'm sitting in the changing room with Mark Potter and another 20 guys, young guys, soaking up this atmosphere. And I remember looking at Potter and I said, "What am I doing here?" And he went, "What am I doing here?" He said, "You're the man that got me here." I said, "I must be mad." He said, "You're going in a cage at 55 years of age." He said, "Not a lot." He said, "If anybody," he said, "has ever done this," he said, "savour the moment, Al." And I said, "What do you mean, savour the moment?" He said, "When you're in that changing room," he said, "take everything on board. When you're warming up, remember it." He said, "When you walk down that alleyway to get into the arena, remember it. The sounds, what your trainers are saying." And I did it. I'd done my warm up, I'd had my hands taped up, and now I remembered what that man said. And then my name gets called, and that's a buzz. My name was being called. "Are you ready to go?" And that was it. Gum shield in.
This is our main event of the first half tonight here at the Brentwood Centre. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome firstly into the red side of the cage, from Blackpool, Mally Richardson.
Fighting Championships. Please welcome into the red side of the cage, representing Team Titan and Thompson. He's from the East End via Mark Horst Hill. Give it up for Alan Mortlock.
So now I'm waiting to go to the cage. I'm 6 foot away, I can see it, I can see the door. And I'm in a good place. I don't feel nervous, I'm looking forward to the fight. Now there was something that I really liked on the UFC is when the referee says to both fighters, are you ready? Are you ready? Then let's get it on. And then I walked into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the CFC Cage Fighting Championships and this is bout 11. This is the main event of the first half of this evening's program. As we introduce your warriors once again to the cage. Please welcome firstly to my left, from Blackpool, Mally Richardson. Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, please welcome to the right-hand side of me, the one and only from Team Titan Thompson from the East End via Berkhurst Hill. He is the one and only Alan Mortlock.
And one thing I remember was when the door went clang, and there was me and the other guy, and the referee. And what did he do? He looked at us and he went, are you ready? And as he said, are you ready? And then he went to the other guy, are you ready? It was like, I was waiting to go, and then he went, let's get it on. I didn't think this fight would go to the floor. I thought I'd be standing up and having a good boxing bout. But my first reaction was when the bell went, was to go into him. And I smashed him up against the cage, and I thought, knee. So I tried to knee him in the head. And the knee came up, and Mally himself said to me that when my knee came up, it missed his head by a fraction. And from there, we hit the ground, because in that cage, it ain't like a boxing match. Anything goes in there. There's a certain amount of rules, but we hit the floor. And as we hit the floor, I knew that I needed to get on top. I needed to get down. But the first thing I went for was a Kimura, and that's a wrist lock to try and take the submission off the guy. But it weren't happening. But being inexperienced as I was, he got out from underneath me, and then we both went up and started to shape up. I thought, I'm going to dummy a kick. Biggest mistake that I ever made. Because I thought to myself, I'm going to throw a kick, but I'm going to really hit him with the left hand, because I'm a southpaw. But as I threw the kick, I knew I'd done a wrong one, because I threw the kick too slow. And I knew he's going to catch this leg, and that's exactly what he did. He took my leg and he took me up in the air and come down on top of me. Now I've got Mally on top of me, and the punches start to come in. And the boy can punch. And as the punches were coming in, I could feel him. Now the thing about it was, 3 weeks before this fight, I broke my nose. My nose had been broken in training, and I couldn't train for the last couple of weeks of the fight. So I knew that if I took some heavy blows, it was going to pour out everywhere, and all of a sudden I could feel the blood coming out. But I thought, I ain't going to tap, and I tried to get up. I tried to get him off me. By that time, the 55-year-old's age is kicking in a bit, because I started to feel that I didn't have the strength to get him off. Some more punches come in, and I tried to choke him again, so I'm fighting back as hard as I can. But I couldn't move the boy. Experience and youth was winning that fight, there's no doubt about it. And my nose by then was pouring the blood. It was all over the ring, and he was looking, the ref, he was looking, and he weren't going to stop it straight away, and then he jumped in and he stopped the fight. But I did everything that I wanted to do in that fight. And I'd love to have won it, but yeah, there you go.
Alan? Yeah, good. Good. Can we get... You got a towel, yeah? You got a towel? You did well. You did well.
So proud of you, Dad. You know that. I'm so proud of you, man.
Very good, Alan. Good. Very good.
Italy, stop the track. Ladies and gentlemen, some serious noise and a big round of applause for both these warriors inside the cage. Come on.
That's good, Alan. Done so good. Done so good. Done what I wanted to do.
No cuts. I know you're fine.
Sure he is.
Turned him over, fucking got him on the mat. Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
You did good. Too slow, don't man.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner after 2 minutes and 29 seconds of the opening round by referee stoppage due to the ground and pound. Give it up for Mally Richardson. And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. He's trained so hard for this fight. Give it up for Alan Mortlock. And I want Sean, Alan, you've got to stay in the ring, Alan. And I need Sean Mortlock. Where's Sean? Sean?
Well done, mate.
Sean, are you available, Sean? Hold tight, ladies and gentlemen, please. Alan's a great man. He does a lot of unlicensed boxing, many years I've known him. And he's trained very hard here. Yeah, for his son does the same thing as you know, Sean. He's got his dad a little something from getting in this ring and being brave. And doing what he set out to do. He's achieved his goal of falling the cage. And he's done what he said he was going to do. So again, the winner, Mally Richardson, and please, for the man himself, Mr. Alan Mortlock.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I thought he ought to go. He did go 6 weeks ago. But to be honest, he didn't even cut a square on punches. But it didn't rock me. I didn't feel like I was going out. I thought, well, 2 or 3 of them ain't going to tap. Going to sit with this. But he felt a lot stronger than I thought. But I loved it. I thought it was a buzz. No more. I've done it. And I'm pleased I've done it.
It's not really
It ain't about winning the fight. Oh man, at the end of the day, I'd have won the fight. It'd been a miracle, wouldn't it? At 55, but there you go. So good. That's it now. I'll take Snooker up now. Well, I don't know.
Just getting in there. Yeah, it was.
That's what I wanted.
Didn't like seeing it. Right, you've done brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Good, man. Good.
Done it, man. Done it. You've done what you wanted to do. You've done it.
That's it, put it there.
I'm going to drink you in a minute.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. All right.
Johnny's there.
I have never seen the likes of it in my fucking life, and I never thought I ever would.
Hello, Phil.
Well done.
How are you, mate? All right?
I'll come all the way to see you.
I know you did. I tried, boy.
Listen, you've got a heart of a lion, mate, getting there.
Thanks, man.
Are you right?
Yeah, I'm sweet, eh?
Oh, no problem, is it?
Nah.
I never thought I'd see
I thought you nearly had it there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I never ever thought I'd see you do that.
Split
Well
second
done.
time, mate. Look,
Yeah.
you look fantastic. You look fantastic. No, God bless you, mate.
Thanks for coming.
No, we love you.
God bless you. God bless you.
You don't mind taking a good eye on you.
Thanks, son.
And I'm glad you didn't put street fighting man on and done the Jimmy English thing.
All right, Gary.
You see that place light up, mate?
You all right?
Let's finish.
Alan, that place lit up.
Well done,
Was
fella.
lit up, mate.
Well done.
I don't think they noticed.
Oh no, you won't.
We won't notice that. You weren't going to tap out, was you?
That's it, son. You've done what you wanted to achieve.
All right. What I've done.
Proper what, mate? Strong boy, Alan.
Strong boy.
Good luck.
Strong boy.
God bless you.
But when he's spraying pants, I loved it. Yeah. Done it, mate. Loved it. Proper pro cage fight, that's it. You know what I mean? We've got my trophy! Whee! All right, Ken?
Yeah, well done.
Is it all right?
Loved it.
Yeah?
So, got any plans for tonight? Going to lie down?
No, I'm going to get the witch hazel out when I get in. I'm going to have a bottle of beer now and chill out a little bit. I ain't been hit on the chin for 30 years, so not like that, so it was good, man.
What did you think of your dad, Sean?
Just, I didn't want to watch it.
What did you think, though?
Gone there and done what a lot of people can't do. I couldn't get in and do it. Do you know what I mean?
Very emotional.
Very emotional. Very emotional, yeah.
We really picked on him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Fantastic effort.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think he's got in there, he's done what he's had to do, he's trained hard for it, and it just shows you that it's not an easy game. And he's achieved what he wanted to achieve, Liam, you know? That's the main thing, mate.
And very emotional, I thought.
Very emotional for all of us, yeah. But he's done what he wanted to do, and I think he's done brilliant.
Come out safe.
That's it, he's come out safe, no one's hurt.
Gary, what did you reckon about him tonight?
Lee, what can you say, mate? I mean, I've trained with Al on and off. I've known him since I was 10, so we're 40 years into a relationship, and you know, he's always been pestering me about I've got to do it, and I went to him, you know, 20 years ago I said to him, you've got to do this, Al, and he left it. I'm not saying he left it too late, but he's trained. This has been 5 years in the making, and you know, he's been talking about it. He's been training hard for 18 months, and you've got to give credit where credit's due. He's 55-year-old granddad, as everyone keeps saying, you know, but it's great. I mean, he's been training like a 21-year-old, and I honestly thought he was going to do a job on Mally tonight. But credit where credit's due again, Mally come out and had a fight, you know, and
it's not really about the winning, was it?
no, listen, you know yourself. You've been around a boxing game long as me. Getting in that ring, you're a winner. Don't matter, win, lose, draw, you're a winner. It takes a lot of balls to get in there, and fair play to him, you know. And he didn't tap out. You know, I knew he wasn't going to tap out. You know, so you know, he said to me, "I'm not giving up." He said he's going to have to kill me, and I'm not saying he'd gone that far, but you know, he didn't. He never tapped out. That was great. I mean, look at him now; he's a bit marked up, but it's great. You know, he's done it. He's put it to bed, hopefully, and that's it, mate. So I'm pleased for him. I'm glad he's done it. It's great.
Well, you got to hand it to Alan. Alan got in there, and he certainly wasn't hand-picked. Mally's been around. Mally's had plenty of experience, and I think Alan done really well. He won when he got in the ring, really.
I mean, it wasn't really about the victory, was it?
No, it wasn't. Something Alan's always wanted to do. He's trained hard for it. But he certainly wasn't hand-picked, Mally. Like I say, Mally's been around. He's done a lot of cage fighting. He's done a lot of boxing. But he certainly wasn't an easy opponent. So
quite emotional for everybody, I thought.
Oh, I felt like crying for him myself. Like I say, Alan really won when he got in the ring. You've got to give it to Alan. He's got in there. A lot of people talk about it. Alan's actually done it. And Alan had the opportunity of hand-picking somebody that he knows he could have walked over, but he didn't do that. He chose somebody with the experience, with the knowledge, been around the block. So, you know, all good for Alan, really.
I mean, that was a tough fight to do, though, wasn't it?
It was hard work, yeah, because obviously I've got that much respect for Alan. I didn't want, do you know what I mean? I didn't want to give him an easy fight, but then again, I didn't want to be smashing him to bits. It's hard work fighting someone that you respect so much, and then obviously when I was hitting him, I was sort of, at points I was looking at his face and looking in his eyes when I was hitting him, and I'm like, I don't want to be doing this, somebody stop it sort of thing, you know?
Did you think they stopped it at the right point?
I thought he could have went on a bit longer, but the referee stops fights, don't they? They stop it for safety, so if the referee thought he needed it to be stopped, then it needed to be stopped, you know?
You glad it's over?
I am. Yeah.
So in the long run, are you glad you did it?
I'm glad I did it because, like, the amount of people that wanted to see the fight and wanted to see Alan fight, and then everybody was saying to me before the fight, "Oh, have a good fight with him. Don't let him off." And then even he was like, "Yeah, I want a proper tear up with you." So I think that's what we did, and I think we achieved the best goal for me.
So over now.
Huh?
Till he gets outside. Till he gets outside and all the shotguns are out.
It's done now. I still have the utmost respect for Alan for getting in there at his age, and you know he trained hard, and
so you won the fight.
But I won the fight, and hopefully he enjoyed it as much as I didn't.
Will you see him afterwards?
I've already spoke to him, yeah, and hopefully I'm going to go and have a drink with him now.
Fantastic. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Alright? Is it alright, Sam? Come on.
Well, did I do alright? Yeah? Are you pleased?
It was a good fight because you pushed him off.
But did I do alright, kid? Thanks, man.
I think I never want him to do it ever again. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it must have been very emotional.
It was very emotional, very.
Were you really worried?
I wasn't worried for Alan. I didn't like seeing like the reactions of Mel screaming "Dad!" like Jamie, everyone ringside. I shout, yeah. That was. It's marvellous. It's over. It's marvellous. Yeah. He did very well. I mean, I think that even though the marks he's got now, the training was worse. Whatever that happened in the fight, the training was like just so intense. It was a lot for somebody of that age to do, but he did it. So I'm proud of him.
And when I was in the changing room, I said to my pal Gary Bedford, who's my referee at my boxing shows, I said, "Gal, I ain't gonna tap. Nothing wrong with tapping, that's the rules." He said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm either gonna knock him out, I'm gonna get knocked out." I said, "But I ain't gonna tap." Looking, and he weren't going to stop it straight away, and then he jumped in and he stopped the fight. But I did everything that I wanted to do in that fight. I'd have loved to have won it, but yeah, there you go.